am I.
Hi, this is Mike Brown, owner of Death Wish Coffee Company. Welcome to Fueled by Deathcast.
I love Jeff, but sweet and high. Whoop, Mr. Motorama Coffee.
Death Wish Coffee presents Fueled by Deathcast, the world's strongest podcast. With your hosts, the incredible Jeff and the amazing D-Man.
Hands down, Jeff.
Ah! Welcome, everybody. It is Fueled by Death Show. That's right.
It's a show.
Fueled by Death Show. It's a show.
show.
You knew that. You're watching it. I mean, like, we know you're not dumb. We're the dumb ones calling it a cast for so long.
Well, I mean, you're always broadcasting, so
Truth.
the word cast kind of fits into everything. But
Yeah.
Let's face it, once you hear the word cast, you think podcast.
It's true.
And this is not a podcast.
It's a
people.
show.
It's a bona fide show.
We're always looking to make things better, change things up. Change is great. You know, you always gotta better yourself, one up yourself, go to that next level like we talk about on the show.
Yeah, you can't ever be satisfied with what you're doing. There's got to be some way you can be doing it better, even if you think you're the fucking best. You're not.
Right. So we're going to have a lot of different changes. We're going to change up some of the segments. We're going to maybe add some new ones, maybe take some away. I don't know. We're going to play around with some pieces. Going to give you some new bumps, and we'll get to some other changes as we get going.
Hey, I changed. I'm not wearing a black and or gray t-shirt.
I know, the Nutty Peanut. What is? Can we explain what the Nutty Peanut is?
So they're a peanut butter company.
Okay, I figured.
And they reached out to me on Instagram, and they're like, hey, can we send you some peanut butter? I was like, hell yeah. The last
Yes.
time they sent that shit, I ate it straight out of the thing with a spoon.
Oh, was that the company that made it with Death Wish?
Yeah, they make it with Death Wish.
Shout out to Nutty Peanut Butter. Nutty
And-
Peanut. The
and-
Nutty Peanut.
And they make it with MCT oil as well. So it's like they make that peanut butter for me personally.
Yes.
And then they send it to me, and I wear their t-shirts on our show.
Well, I can't wait to eat some when they send us some more.
Does this get me like 3 more jars of peanut butter? I think so.
It might.
What if I shake it a little?
If you're wondering who we are, I am the Incredible Jeff.
Nobody's wondering who we are, Jeff.
Damn it.
I am the amazing D-Man.
And we would love it if you followed us on social media. We're really, really active on Instagram. We're getting a little bit better on Twitter and a little bit better on Facebook. But specifically Instagram for this guy. He gives a lot of secrets away about the company on Instagram.
And nobody yells at me.
Yeah, it's great.
Crazy.
So it's so easy to follow us. I am at Jeff Wish Coffee.
And I am at Death Wish Dustin.
That's easy. And if this is your first time watching the show, this is what we do every week. We give away a super cool thing every week. All you have to do by watching the show live is share it and comment in those comments. And this week, it's a 2017 Valhalla Java mug.
Hear that? That's real ceramic.
It is. Loved this mug. It came in a myriad of sizes when we made them. Big ones, small ones, like this. Like this is one of the smaller versions. It's still not small.
Some as big as your head.
Some as big as your head. Yeah, it's still not that small. But
Actually,
I mean,
we should show them on the next show the Deneen mug that we do have.
Oh, the big one.
That is
Yeah.
as big, like bigger that you could fit your head in this thing. It's amazing. We'll show you next show, though.
Yeah, we'll bring that out. But yeah, 2017 Valhalla Java mug. Nice little sand color there. It's really great. One winner will win this at the end of this show. We'll pick you at random, and we'll send this out to you. D-Man and myself will sign it. It's that easy. Just share and comment in those comments. And in fact, talking about switching it up, I'm sick of saying share and comment shared.
Ooh.
I think everybody understands that. You know, the only thing is a lot of times people, and rightfully so, keep their Facebooks to private. So sometimes we don't know in the beginning, we didn't know, really how to pick a winner. But we know you guys are watching and you want to win. So share this feed and then just leave a comment, any comment. Just comment on what we're talking about. We know you're here, and we'll pick somebody at random. We don't have to fill it up with shares.
Say your favorite color or maybe your favorite food randomly.
Yeah, we don't have to fill up the comments with the word shared. That's
Yeah.
boring. You know,
Yeah.
just leave a funner comment than that. A
More funner.
a more funner comment. And normally these episodes are numbered, but this show is the companion of a non-numbered episode. It's going to be the recap of our recent trip on the Salty Dog Cruise, and we normally would call those spectaculars. In fact, last show we said that word I think 1,400 times.
Yeah.
And we realized after saying spectacular so many times that it doesn't really fit. Like
No,
that,
I don't. I never wake up and I go, I feel spectacular today.
Yeah,
How many
you know-
times do you say that in your normal everyday life? Let alone if you're a Death Wish coffee drinker and maybe a little bit more cynical than the rest. You're never going to say the fucking word spectacular.
But we still want to bring these on the road type adventures to you guys and chronicle when we bring the show on the road, so you can see what we see and want to experience what we experience. So we're bringing a brand new idea to this, and we're going to label them Before You Die. So this episode is going to be called Before You Die, the Salty Dog Cruise 2018. And it's going to be the recap of everything we did, because we feel before you die, you should experience a Salty Dog Cruise too.
I feel like there's very few things in this life that you can pay for or attend that it's going to be 100% like a good time.
Yeah.
This is 100% one of those times where even if you were in a bad mood, if you were an antisocial person, whatever it is, this is made for you.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you can do this. I even saw people that were not signed up for I'll use your word, the myriad of punk shows that
Yes.
was going on. There was some older couples that probably got a discount because the boat wasn't full.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, I saw them having a good time.
They sure did.
The whole time.
They
You
sure
just
did.
can't not with that energy that's flowing through events like these.
Yeah.
So that's why we're capitalizing on sharing our experiences at these places.
Because there's so many cool people and so many cool events to see out there, and we are lucky enough with the company to go experience some of these, and we want you guys to be as excited as we are. So
I mean, it became pretty evident when Jeff and I started going to these events.
yeah.
That some of these were very magical.
Yeah.
You know, with the Salty Dog Cruise, with what they're doing at the Shared Podcast Universe,
Yeah.
with the
Stalker.
Walker Stalker. It's just you're gonna go, you're gonna participate, and you're gonna have a great time.
Yeah. So that full episode will be out tomorrow, called Before You Die, the Salty Dog Cruise 2018, and we'll talk more about that in the show. And I just want to thank, as always, our good friend Brock Powell.
BrockVox.com.
That's right. Go on over to BrockVox.com. Follow him on social media. He's BrockVox on pretty much everything. He's doing so many cool things in the world of voice acting this year. We just announced on the show last week he's part of the brand new God of War series. He's one of the baddies that you can kill. So I'm sure he got to do a lot of...
I'm pretty sure there's no.
I can't even...
Yeah, you're fired as a voice actor,
Oh,
Jeff.
man.
Oh my God,
That hurt just doing that.
You would just lose
Yep,
on your
fired.
first day.
He has to do that for like hours at a time.
That's crazy.
crazy.
It's crazy.
Such a cool dude. So we love Brock. Shout out to him, BrockVox.com.
Secret code unlocked. Discount of death.
This week at deathwishcoffee.com, if you use the discount code SaltyDog,
All one word.
all one word, Jeff, would you like to spell that for us?
SALTYDOG.
That will nail you 15% off of our New Era hats. That's both of them, both the red and black one and the regular logo.
OG.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wear both these hats constantly.
Yeah.
I love them. I mean, New Era, if you want a baseball cap, New Era is it. In fact, New Era has the exclusive rights to baseball.
That's
Period.
Nuts. That's nuts.
They are so comfortable. They are not the fitted ones. They are the snapback ones, because if we made them fitted, that would have been a logistical nightmare for you.
Especially
for you.
trying to find a hat for Kane. It just wouldn't.
God, it
just
would have
wouldn't
been
work.
terrible. But we love these hats, and we love the brand new red and black one. And actually, the first time we ever revealed it was on the head of Grammy-winning musician Wyclef Jean. And when we had him on the show recently, we gave him one of the new hats before they ever came out. I knew he was going to love it, and he did. He put it right on and wore it for like most of the show.
Yeah,
which was so cool.
And multiple times I saw a bunch of people going up to him, handing him hats, and he was like, "Oh, cool, thanks," and he like threw him. He'd put him on for a minute, he'd be like, "Cool," and he'd throw his Death Wish hat back on inevitably.
So it is Wyclef approved, and I just want to say, first of all, we've had Wyclef on the podcast twice. So if you've missed that, you can go back and check out both those episodes. Some incredible conversation with him. And he's also in the process of coming out with a mixtape called Wyclef Goes Back to School. And he's looking for college-aged musicians to be featured on his mixtape. And he's not just looking for hip-hop. anybody, any musical instrument you play or sing or whatever, he's looking for talent out there to be featured. And he actually, this was crazy. I was sitting in the studio a couple weeks ago, and I got a phone call from Wyclef. How many times can you say that out loud?
None.
I got a phone call from Wyclef, and he was just shooting the shit. He wanted to know how we were doing, and he asked me, he knows that we are constantly talking to people, and he asked me if I ever heard of anybody that fit what he's looking for to please send it along. So I'm asking all of you, if any of you out there know any college-age musicians that you think are just nasty at what they do, email me. I'll put my own email up right here. Just email me links to their music, and I'll make sure it gets in the hands of Wyclef. I can't promise that he'll use it, but at least he'll listen to it. I think that's pretty rad.
I think that's awesome. I hope you get a bunch of junk mail.
I hope I get a bunch of cool music to listen to. So please help us out. Help Wyclef out make the awesome mixtape, Wyclef Goes Back to School.
And help me out and send Jeff junk mail. Sign him up for everything.
Oh, crap. Crap.
Science!
All right, D-Man. Science this week is actually not a new story. This is something that I actually have known about for a little bit, and I thought it was just fitting to talk about because we do love to talk about space. We'd love to talk about NASA and space exploration. And just last year, NASA decided to revamp their website, specifically their image search website. And if you go, and I'll put the link up right here, if you go to images.nasa.gov, you are faced with this brand new searchable database of everything from all of their pictures, video, and audio from all 10 of NASA's field centers all the way back to 1958.
What happens if you type in faked moon landing?
Actual moon landing pictures come up. I had a lot of fun, and I
What happens if you search flat Earth?
I encourage you all to go to the site and check out the cool images that you can find, because you can just go down the rabbit hole just constantly searching, looking for images, video, all that kind of stuff. And you can filter them by date, by range, by audio, video, image, that kind of thing. It's so cool. And they're constantly updating it.
That's so cool.
Because we're constantly getting new stuff. So I wanted to kind of walk you through some of my initial searches, which I thought was really fun. Obviously, the first thing I searched, what do you think it was?
Juno?
Nope. Aliens.
Oh, okay.
First thing I searched was aliens. And obviously, you're not going to get any pictures of little green men, but you do get some fun photos when you type in aliens of, mysterious looking stuff. And this is the first one that came up, which I thought was really cool. It's polar layers on Mars that was captured by the Odyssey rover in 2011. And it kind of looks like an alien face. Kind of. Obviously it's not, but
it
I
looks
just
like
love
it's straight out of Aliens.
Exactly. I love photos like that where it's like it plays tricks on your brain and you're like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. Another one that came up was photographed by the Global Mars Surveyor, which is actually one of the satellites going around the planet. And this was photographed in 2005, and it's a crater that's dubbed the Crease Alien. And again, kind of plays tricks with your brain, and it almost looks like a little bit of an alien. Again, we're not getting real pictures of aliens, but I thought that was neat. I had to look that up. A lot of the photos are from a panel that was held, I believe, at the Johnson Space Center in 2014 called Ancient Earth, Alien Earths. So a lot of, when you type in alien a lot, that's one of the main hashtags that comes up for that, which is also very interesting to read all about that panel and the different people, the scientists that were on that. You brought it up, popular searches, one of them being the moon landing. So you get all the famous photos, but then you get a bunch of photos that aren't as famous, and this is one of them.
Oh, that's a good one.
This was taken July 21st, 1969, of the lunar lander. The astronauts are in it at this point, and Earth
picture?
This is from it went from the Apollo rocket, and it went off of it. So this is from the Apollo rocket taking the picture of the lunar lander above the moon and the Earth in the background.
That must have been a color-corrected photo.
Correct.
Right?
Oh, definitely color-corrected, but still very, very stunning to see.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's all sorts of cool things to see. One just random search that I came across was crystals of sugar being formed in microgravity aboard the ISS in 2003. And that's just really random, but really cool because that's sugar crystals being formed in microgravity. And before that, that was just a theory. And now we know we can actually make that happen. Again, when we go colonize Mars, these are types of things we're going to need to figure out and know how to do, which is very, very cool. Another one that's really cool, now this is kind of famous if you're a Star Wars nerd like me, a view of Saturn's moon Mimas from the Cassini probe in 2010, and that looks like the Death Star. And that's an actual photo. That's exactly what it looks like. That big crater on the side of it is from, obviously, an asteroid impact. But it's fun to look at that and be like, oh, the Death Star is real, because that was from Cassini, R.I.P. Cassini, because that burned up last year. I had to then type into the search words Star Wars. What the hell comes up when you type in Star Wars? Lots of fun photos of cosplayers at different NASA events and stuff like that, which is very fun. But some cool stuff, too, like this photo from the Hubble telescope in 2017, which is a newborn star that is shooting twin jets of energy and dust out into space, and it looks like a double-bladed lightsaber. Very cool. They actually released this for the hype around the newest Star Wars movie.
Imagine the sounds that come from...
I know. There's no sound in space. Crazy stuff, though. Another one from Hubble, when you type into Star Wars, is this galaxy that looks like something out of science fiction. Again, this is a real image, and it's 100 million light years away from Earth, and that golden loop you see is formed by sun-like stars that have been pulled far into space from the galaxy's interior. So they're making this kind of energy dust-laden spiral, golden spiral, and it's gorgeous, absolutely incredible to see stuff like that. How about astronauts in space screwing with other astronauts?
Ooh,
I didn't think
astronaut pranks.
Astronaut pranks. I didn't think that was a thing, but it is. This dummy was left in the waste collector by the members of Skylab 3 for the astronauts of Skylab 4 to find.
Oh, no.
How crazy is that? So a whole Skylab, again, was our first ever space station. And so the third mission of all of them, they leave. And then the fourth mission of astronauts come, and they're greeted with this. Probably somebody got really scared by that. I would have been. Like, oh no, it's even like one of the actual flight suits and everything.
We filled it with spiders.
Yeah. And speaking of Skylab, if you type that in, there are a bunch of wonderful pictures taken. And speaking of that crew, Skylab 4, this is a picture that Skylab 4 took of their approach to Skylab in 1974. So the people who are taking this picture have no idea that dummy is waiting for them in that picture, which is really, really interesting. How about a band? I literally typed in so many different random keywords. I typed in music. I was like, what's going to come up if I type in music? Probably Chris Hadfield playing David Bowie. And sure, there was photos of that. But I thought this was really neat. This is from the International Space Station in 2012, and it's NASA astronaut Dan Burbank on guitar and cosmonaut Anton Shkapalarov. I'll put that up. I'm the worst. You try it.
Where is it?
Right here. What does that say?
Sharpolov.
I should really take some Russian. I'm the worst. But he's on the keyboard.
Shapelrov.
I think that's pretty neat.
Anton Shapelrov.
They had some downtime, so they were jamming on the International Space Station. How crazy is that?
I thought you said there was no sound in space, Jeff.
No, there's sound on the space station. I mean, come on. And then
that doesn't make sense, Jeff.
One of the coolest things that I love about space is this guy right here, the space shuttle. It was one of the coolest vehicles, I think, that
Did it come with those sweet rims?
That we ever created. We used to send people up on this, and then it would come down like a plane. And I think it's since retired, but I think it's one of the coolest space vehicles we've ever made. As
it's so iconic. It is. It's what you think of once you hear the word NASA.
And here's a photo of the way that its vertical stabilizer as it's coming into the International Space Station. This is the Space Shuttle Atlantis. Do you know who took that photo?
No.
Nicole Stott.
Oh, no shit.
Astronaut Nicole Stott took this photo, and she was on this very show. I'll put that podcast. We always love throwing it back to that podcast.
I mean, it was the coolest interview we've ever had.
So cool. And speaking of Nicole, another incredible photo of the space shuttle right here. This is the Space Shuttle Discovery, the one that you're holding in your hand right there. In 2009, actually taking off into space, and Nicole is on that in this photo.
Oh, cool.
And I thought that was really cool, and I wanted to...
I wonder how nerve-wracking that is to
She
launch.
talked about it. Again,
Yeah.
go back to that episode and hear what it's like to launch and then come back on the space shuttle, straight from an astronaut who did. And finally, like I said, this database is constantly updated. This photo from Mars was taken just 2 weeks ago by the ESA orbiter, and it's depicting the ice-filled crater on Mars. Now, what's incredible about this photo is it is 25 mile long, compiled of 3 separate photos and color-corrected, obviously, but it has a resolution of up to 16 feet. So that means if you were to take this photo and zoom in, you could zoom in and have a clear as picture day up to 16 feet on the surface. And that's because this orbiter is getting so close. It's actually going underneath the atmosphere of Mars and coming back up. And it'll continue to do that, and we're going to continue to get amazing photos just like this.
Wow, that's cool. And you can keep on finding them on this website, which is great.
Once again, images.nasa.gov. If you're ever bored, go there and just start typing in keywords. It is one of the coolest rabbit holes to fall down on the internet.
By the way, I looked for flat Earth.
Yeah.
I found very round pictures of Earth.
There you go.
And I looked up fake moon landing, and there was only one video that had nothing to do with any moon landing whatsoever. So.
There you go. There you go.
Conspiracy people. They're hiding the truth from you. Don't be ignorant. Find out for yourself.
Community shout out.
Right. So this is one of those segments that I definitely want to put some love into. We've been doing the community shout out for a while, and I feel like it's just something we can do better. So we've got some new ideas, and we're going to start implementing those in shows.
We're going to show up in your homes and scream your name and
shout out. But one of the things I wanted to do on this week's episode was I wanted to shout out the community at large. The reason why we ever even decided to put the community shout out in the podcast before we even had the show. We started doing this because of the community at large, and it can be found pretty much predominantly on Facebook.
You can give a link, right?
I can give a link right here, and this is what it looks like. It's called the official Death Wish Coffee community page. Right now, it boasts over 3,700 members, and if you're not a member and you're watching this live on Facebook, go over there and give it a like.
It's a great way to keep your hand on the pulse of the company, and you know, not only is it you know, our community interacting, but we're interacting in there too, keeping everybody updated. If anybody has any issues, we're taking care of it right there on the page. Always call customer service if you have issues, but we're taking care of it here too. And
I get some of my updates from the community page. These
know,
guys
right?
know more than we do sometimes.
It's pretty crazy.
It's incredible. And the reason why is because of the admins on this page. The admins on this page are some of the OGs, the fans of Death Wish that literally got us to where we are today.
Yeah, a big reason why we won the Super Bowl commercial.
The reason why we won the Super Bowl commercial.
And is the reason why we're here now.
Yes.
Doing this podcast.
Yeah, so, and if you don't know these admins, or you're not a fan of this page, go be a member, go be a fan of the official Death Wish Coffee community page. It's a mouthful sometimes. Go be a member of that, and then you'll get to meet all the admins in person, and that's Jason Heath, CJ Mann, Johnny Duke Sizemore, Marty Buckley, Timmy Medley, Stephen Mayhew, Holly Snyder, and of course, Gail Dunmire. And I mean, yeah, these guys, they make sure that page runs like a clock, you know, and it keeps everything Death Wish, keeps everybody in line, and it's just the best. It is an incredible community to be a part of, and we can't be more thankful that you guys all like what we do. Cannot be more thankful. They have so much fun stuff on that page too, not just updates about the company and themselves, about different community members and what they're doing, but there's a detailed photo album on the site of all the emblems we've ever done, all the mugs we've ever done. So if you ever are wondering, what's that mug from 2015? Like, I don't even know. They know. They've got pictures of them. It's great. And they even have their own discount code. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. DWC fan page. All one word. That'll get you 10% off every single purchase you make. But the thing is, it's the honor system, people. You can use it if you're not a member of the official community page, but become a member if you're going to use the
Seriously, if you're
code.
using the fan page discount code, just become a...
Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't want to begin with.
Right.
I mean, it's a group of awesome people that talk about awesome things. Now, this is one thing that's come up multiple times here at this company where we kind of hit an impasse. Do we do this or do we do that?
Mm-hmm.
And so, we inevitably come to the thought of, well, let's ask the fans. And we'll shoot decisions off to this fan page that will shape our merchandise or any of the stuff that we do, our promotions, anything. And this has happened on multiple occasions. So if you're a part of this fan page, you are literally shaping the future of this company. So there's really no reason not to join, and there's no reason not to be thankful that you guys are around helping us out and helping us run this company. So cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Happy birthday! Surprise! I'm naked.
All righty. So this week, we got birthdays, just like we had last week, and I bet you next week we'll have birthdays
Imagine
too.
if we hit a week, right?
No birthdays.
There's no birthdays anywhere. And
Oh,
we're
no.
like trying to figure it out, and it turns into a science fiction movie.
Oh, my God.
The week of no birthdays.
It sounds like a Twilight Zone episode. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. But that's not this week. This week we got birthdays. First up on Friday, May 4th, bassist Mike Dirnt.
Seriously, most underrated bassist of all time.
Yeah.
Of
And
all time.
I know on this podcast, Dustin, you have said multiple times that he is one of the reasons why you picked up the instrument, and we've actually talked to other bassists who have said the exact same thing.
Shout out to Ann Patrick.
Yeah. He is an iconic bass player, especially, like you said, because he is so underrated.
Well, the thing is, with punk music, you usually have your 3-chord nonsense.
Yeah.
And usually the bassist just plays 3 chords. Listen to any Green Day song, and you will hear a complicated, in-depth, well-thought-out bass line running underneath every single song. This guy is a killer.
Yeah.
He's a killer.
Yeah, and he's been killing it forever. I think this is one of their first promo photos.
This brings back so many memories.
Look at how young they are in that photo. It's ridiculous. I think this is easily 1997,
I had a whole
98.
book,
Yeah.
a whole Green Day biography book that broke down and this was when what was the album after Dookie?
Nimrod?
No, Insomniac.
Oh, Insomniac. Yep.
It came out. I think it came out with Insomniac, and it came out with. Actually, it was like a podcast before podcasts were around, sitting down with Green Day talking about nothing. It's great. You hear them rolling joints in the background and everything.
Crazy.
It's
crazy.
It's awesome. I love these guys so much.
Well, happy birthday to Mike. He's going to turn 46 on Friday. On Saturday,
he still looks young too.
He
by the way.
does. He does. On Saturday, May 5th, the very lovely Danielle Fishel is going to be 37 years old. And if you don't remember who she is...
Can I guess?
You definitely can.
Is that Topanga?
It sure the hell is. That is Topanga from Boy Meets World. Dustin and myself are both showing our age a little bit, but...
She gave me all the feels,
yeah,
dude, way
Boy
back
Meets
in
World.
the day.
I mean, it was one of those wholesome, family sitcoms, but it ran for very many seasons. In fact, they just not rebooted it, but brought it back because they did Girl Meets World, all about their kid and all that kind of stuff. But she was that iconic character. It's funny, she hasn't done a ton of acting, but that character will be with her. She'll always be remembered as Topanga. Always.
Yeah, always.
So
especially in my heart.
She's turning 37 on May 5th. On Sunday, May 6th, another underrated musician, Chris Shiflett, is turning 47 years old. You probably know him from the band Foo Fighters, also the band Chevy Metal. He's also in Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, which is a cover band, a punk rock cover band, actually. He is very underrated. He's one of the 3 guitars
Yeah.
of
how
the
do
Foo
you, how do you
Fighters.
become rated when you're the 3rd guitarist?
He kills it though.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
very
I'm
very
sure, I'm
good.
sure.
And I just found out he's also a podcaster.
Oh.
He is very much into country. In fact, I believe he just came out with, or he's just about to come out with a new country album, and one of his solo albums. And he does a podcast called Walk the Floor, where he talks to other country artists, and it's all about being in that side of the business,
Oh, wow.
which is very very cool. So a happy birthday to him on Monday, May 7th.
I can't believe you found this one.
Happy birthday to Frank Trigg. He's going to be 46 years old, and you can probably talk about a little bit more about him than me. He is a former UFC and wrestler, and now he's part of the announcing of UFC, I believe.
Is he?
Yeah, and he just started actually becoming a ref. I saw him ref in December of 2017. Friend of the show, Liz Carmouche versus Alexis Davis.
Oh my God! Look at that poor girl.
Yeah, but that's
wait.
Frank Trigg in the middle.
Oh wow! I just
Yeah.
don't recognize him. He looks like a ref instead of a
Do
fighter.
you know? I know the only thing I know. See, I don't know a lot about UFC. D-Man is obviously the UFC.
I remember
fan.
that the picture that you showed right off the bat was Matt.
Did he win that fight?
No, nobody won that fight.
Oh.
Yeah, no. God damn, what's his name?
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I do know that the only fighter that I know that Frank Trigg actually fought and lost was a GSP, because I believe I
Yeah.
remember you telling me that's where I heard this name of this fighter.
What's
But
his name?
he had a great run as a fighter. Like I said, he got into wrestling for a little bit. And
Matt Hughes.
Matt Hughes.
Yeah, nobody won against Matt Hughes except for like GSP, I think. Frank Trigg did okay. He was on and off, but he was always fighting, the guys who were the best.
Yeah.
He was always in that top 10 welterweight range, and
It's a good place to be.
Yeah, it was all right. Right up until like 2010 is when he stopped.
When he stopped, and like I said, he's gotten into the announcing side of things, and also now
That's
as the
Frank
ref.
Trigg. That's so weird.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Tuesday, May 8th, icon of rock and roll, Alex Van Halen is going to turn 65. What was the band he was in? What was the name of that band?
Rush.
The Alexes, right?
Rush.
No, it's Van Halen, duh.
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah. Here's a fun fact. Obviously, Van Halen started by Alex and his brother, Eddie. And the fun fact is that when they first started playing as kids, Eddie wanted to be a drummer and Alex wanted to be a guitarist. And Eddie had a drum set, and Alex would sit down and play on it and quickly became better than his brother.
Oh, shit.
So they had a conversation, and they were like, maybe we should switch instruments. And they did. Thank God, because they both kill at exactly what they should be doing. It'd be so weird if Eddie was the drummer and Alex was the guitarist. I'm sure they'd probably still be good, but they wouldn't be icons.
Yeah.
Like they are. So that's pretty crazy. Another fun fact for the Van Halen fans out there, during that time, when they started their first band, when they finally switched their instruments, they called it Mammoth. And they didn't have a PA at the time. This was in the 70s. So they rented their buddy's PA who lived down the street, and their buddy was David Lee Roth. And Eddie got sick after the first handful of shows that Mammoth played. He got so sick and tired of being the lead guitarist and the singer. They went to Dave, who was younger than them, and was just like, look, will you sing for us? Because I'm sick of this. And so they brought Dave in, and they sang for him. And at the exact same time, they realized that there was, I believe, a British band called Mammoth. So they were like, we got to change the name. And they rightfully changed it to Van Halen.
How conceited of them.
How conceited of them. Finally, Wednesday, May 9th, Billy Joel is going to be 69 years old. The piano man himself, still selling out stadiums, still to this day. He's been writing hits after hit after hit. Honestly, not my cup of tea, really. I
liked it better before he was happy. You know, back when he was a broken man. That was some of the best music I've ever heard.
Totally. Piano Man's great. We Didn't Start the Fire. Like the iconic hits I dig, but I've never really went out and bought a Billy Joel album.
Yeah.
Although I do have this album because it's hilarious, and a lot of people don't know that Billy Joel was actually a heavy metaler in these early days. Did you know this, D-Man?
I did not.
There he is in the band Attila. They put out only one album, this album. It was a duo.
Oh my God, is that him on the right?
It was a duo. It was a drummer and then Billy on keyboards. And he also would play the bass on the keyboard.
Did you say it was metal?
Metal. It was terrible. It was psychedelic,
God.
terrible metal. If you really want to look it up, go look it up. But I do own this record because it's hilarious. And so a happy birthday to all of those guys this week.
I smell a roast.
Does it smell like a pile of geeks sweating over Star Wars?
You might think that you'd never see the day, but this week we're going to roast Star Wars.
Now, I have to say right off the bat, this is what makes Star Wars not cool. There's a lot of like cheap marketing toys and stupid things that come out of Star Wars that cheapen it.
Yes. One of the things that doesn't, and the reason why I'm bringing up Star Wars is because this Friday, May 4th, is National Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. That you can be sad about it, but I think it's a fun play on words, and it's a good time to celebrate everything Star Wars. But when you say everything Star Wars, you have to take the bad with the awesome.
I'll tell you what, this is only going to get more out of hand every year.
It really is. Now, we've talked about some of the bad stuff on this show before in various segments. One of them in our holiday special this year, we talked about the Christmas special.
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
The most terrible special ever with B. Arthur and looking for Chewbacca's family.
But we found out that's where Boba Fett came from.
It is
from
where
like a heavy metal cartoon.
It is where Boba Fett came from, but it is the worst video in the world. If you've never seen it, the entire thing is on YouTube, and I dare you to sit through it all. Also, you can't say bad and Star Wars without bringing up, obviously, the prequels. The terrible, terrible prequels.
I don't think these were any worse than the other Star Wars flicks. I'm sorry.
This movie is a 2.5 hour long Senate hearing. That's it. It's boring, and there's Jar Jar Binks. It's boring.
That one was terrible.
It was so bad that they literally cut in sync from this movie because they were supposed to have a cameo in this movie. That's how bad Attack of the Clones
it could have been
is.
worse.
Could have been worse.
Oh my God, NSYNC was in it?
Yeah. So there's so much worse Star Wars stuff
Wait,
out
so
there.
they actually have scenes
Yes.
with NSYNC, and then it went all the way to the editing table
Yeah, and
before
they were
somebody
like,
was
nope.
like, I don't
Nope.
think this is a good idea. You're fired. And then
Yeah.
the next guy was like, I also don't think this is a good idea.
So what I wanted to bring up this week to roast Star Wars.
Do you know what characters they played?
They
I
were
gotta know
okay.
more.
Do you remember Attack of the Clones at all?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so main characters here,
Yeah.
Anakin and Padme, are captured and chained to these giant poles by Jabba the Hutt and
Yeah.
all of his people.
Yeah.
And
Was that in the
R2-D2
fighting pit?
Yeah, in the fighting pit, and they had to fight off all these monsters and everything. It was a big
Samuel Jackson came in and saved them all?
Right. It was a big arena.
Yeah.
And the Jedi came and saved them and all that stuff. During that scene in the arena, the entertainment was an intergalactic boy band that was in sync. Yeah, it was the worst. It was the worst.
Owie.
I don't think any imagery or video exists. I don't think they've ever released it.
I would love
but it does
to see
but
that.
it did happen.
I almost think that would make the movie, that would like make it in sync.
Yeah, bleh, bleh. Well, this is what I wanted to bring up though, is because Star Wars is everywhere, because it just breeds all this awesome, it can also breed all this crap. And so many knockoff things are out there. And I'm going to start with actually literally with one thing that isn't a knockoff. Or two things, technically, that aren't knockoffs. But then we'll get into the knockoffs. These two things are just crazy, weird things that are also tie into Star Wars. The first is Darth Vader yoga mat. And I just don't understand why you'd... not saying that you shouldn't brand Star Wars on everything, but why would you brand the one character that's not going to do a lick of yoga on a yoga mat? Like, you're not going to see Darth Vader bending those joints anytime soon. Maybe that's the motivation? I don't know.
I talked about this earlier. On it
Yeah.
does make a Han Solo in carbonite yoga mat,
Which I think is cool.
which is great. But also Han Solo in carbonite's not doing yoga anytime
That's true, but it's
soon
more of an
either.
image. This is, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, this is cheap and dumb.
This other one I found, which is kind of weird, a Yoda Magic 8 Ball. What's weird about this is
Ooh, look into his butt for your fortune.
you have to look into Yoda's butt for your fortune, and then it's all
Oh,
Yoda.
it's brown.
It's a brown dye in there, and then you also
You have to look at Yoda's turd.
yeah, and his turd, and it's definitely a Yoda turd, so you have to decipher it because
Dude,
like that
I
one
want
says certain
this.
I cannot be.
Is
I'll
this
look-
hard to get?
I have no idea. I'll look for it for you.
Oh my god.
Christmas
I want
present.
this.
Those were real. Now let's get into some of the knockoff merchandise that I just think is hilarious and crappy and the worst. First up, Star Knight.
No.
Vader the bike cop, because you
Is that
can
even legal?
all of this is not technically legal, but people can get away with it because they brand it a little differently and there's a little bit of a difference to it, and they can sell a bunch of them before they get in trouble, kind of thing.
Wow.
These all exist in some way or
It's
another.
like Darth Vader meets Chips.
Yeah. It is. It's Darth Vader meets Chips. I don't know why you'd put Darth Vader on a motorcycle. I am not sure why he's a knight. I don't really stand the whole packaging of it. Real life sound effects of a Darth Vader bike cop. What are the real life sound effects
This
of
is
that?
definitely a Chinese knockoff.
Yeah,
You can
a
tell
lot of these are, and that's the thing. A lot of these
they don't even know the context of what the show was. They just see this character.
We
they
can make
probably
money
have
off that.
They probably have extra molds.
Yep.
They probably just like, okay, we have these Chips bikes.
That's the thing, is a lot of
we're
toy
just,
companies will buy extra molds or throwaway molds from other companies and then make their own toys. That's why you see like He-Man's head on a thousand things.
yeah.
You'll see with a lot of these, Darth Vader makes an appearance a ton. Next is one of my favorites. Hombre Especial.
This one was on that show, wasn't it?
It might have been, but I mean, look at that. That, like I just said, it's got a Vader head, a weird, random, maybe like Prince Adam He-Man body.
He looks like a mix of C-3PO, Darth Vader, and a stormtrooper.
Yeah. Yeah. Hombre Especial. Gotta love that. This one, Star Raiders. It looks like Chewbacca had a bad wardrobe malfunction.
Oh, wow, I like his yellow bow.
Yeah, Star Raiders there, just to get the star in there. That's
Fully jointed, like
yeah,
me.
I don't know. One of my favorites I found on the internet, and you're not ready for this, D-Man, is this guy. Stars Wars Yours. Now this guy, if you
look at
can,
the wise puppet in the middle.
wise puppet in the middle. This guy is called Door Ladder, and I swear to God, the third one listed is Karate Farmer. If anybody out there has Karate Farmer, we need a photo of Karate Farmer. It literally looks like Ralph Macchio. Like, what is happening? What is happening, people?
Oh my God,
It's incredible.
I love it. I want all of these things.
Oh, God. Here's another one, Galaxy Empire, because these two words were definitely in the movie, so you just slap those two together in a gray Chewbacca or
I love
something.
how okay, so I'm just a packaging guy, right?
Yeah, yep.
But you put your character over your talking points.
Oh, of course. Yep.
They didn't even think of it. Knocking off? Oh,
that was
you
the
got-
site.
yeah,
That was the site.
okay.
Oh, by the way, I got a lot of these from an incredible site called Run to the Web. You can go check those guys out. They compile. They did all the heavy lifting for me. I just wanted to repurpose a lot of what they found.
It's like they didn't even want to color him.
I
or
don't
his
understand. I don't understand it. How about this one? The bastard child of R2D2 and C3PO, R2-3PO. It's the weirdest. This is actual packaging too, which is weird. But they subbed it out for this odd automaton here.
I gotta say, as a kid,
Yeah.
if I were into Star Wars,
Yeah.
this is the shit my mother would buy
Of
for
course. This is the shit like
me. But
the
it's only $3,
Right.
Dustin. How
It's-
come you don't like it?
unsuspecting grandmothers and aunts out there are just getting duped by this stuff. It's the worst.
Oh man,
This one, you're going to love this one, D-Man.
what's the difference, anyways? Oh.
Shit Wars! I'm not kidding. It literally looks like it says it's Shit Wars, and then in, what is that, Spanish or Italian, Mereda is shit. For real.
Oh my God.
So it's Shit Wars, and you've
Words
got
of shit.
Dark Clon there in two different versions of Dark Clon in Shit Wars. I'm glad they went with Star Wars and not Shit Wars.
Wait, no, stop.
All right.
ages 444 and up.
444 and up. That's what it is. How about Space Wars with a very clearly knockoff R2 unit?
D2R2.
Yeah. There's a fun one.
I love these.
Yeah, here's one. It's a me, Star Wario. Which says it's an AT-ST driver, but it's clearly a knockoff Darth Vader. And it's just Shadows of the Empire, which was a line of Star Wars, but this is obviously Star Wario. It's just everything's just wrong with this. It's so bad. Here's another one, Galaxy Cop, because that's a thing. And I wouldn't even have thrown this in there because there's no packaging, no nothing that really connotates it, except for if you look at the black Galaxy Cop there, that is clearly Darth Vader's helmet that he can put on.
Yeah, and the other guy's clearly a stormtrooper. Yeah.
So that's odd. Maybe that's what was under Darth Vader all the time, is he was this cop 3 days away from retirement, and his kid came and screwed everything up. Maybe. I don't know. Here's another one that D-Man will absolutely love. Headman! Headman! I'm not sure the language on top there.
Stars War?
Stars War. But Headman with his trusty shield and sword can fight all of the planets. He's not even fighting anybody. They're just planets. He's got a garbage can lid and a
guys,
thing.
Okay, I'm awaiting orders. Tell me what to do, please.
And then finally, the laziest way to make your knockoff is to just change one letter very slightly. Star Wars. You change an A to a B, you're good. And you got your little knockoff Yoda with his pants. Gotta love Yoda's pants, right?
Dude, they're bell bottoms.
Yeah, the 70s Jedi Force Yoda.
Dude.
Star Wars.
He's teaching Luke Skywalker starting a cult and sleeping with your wife.
So he would be Yoda from Star Wars.
Yoba,
So I just had to roast all of the funny, crappy Star Wars stuff in celebration of this Friday for May the 4th be with you.
I gotta say, out of all those, the one that takes the cake is Shit Wars.
Shit Wars. I knew you'd love that one. I knew it.
I love that it's backed up in Spanish language,
yeah.
too.
Just so you know we're clear, these wars are shit.
It's War of Shit.
Yes, just so you know we're clear. Oh, my God.
That's the most realistic title yet.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's wonderful.
All right, so this week we don't have a single guest. We have an entire adventure to bring you guys on the podcast. So make sure you tune in tomorrow for the full recap of our crazy adventure on the Salty Dog Cruise this year.
And this will be video and everything, so you can really see the awesome shit we got into. Thankfully, we had Thomas with us, so
yes,
we got some great footage.
This is all put on by the band Flogging Molly. There were a bunch of punk bands, a bunch of cool stuff to do, and we actually got to bank some really cool interviews for this recap for you guys, too, including the contest winner that we ran through Death Wish and the Flogging Molly Salty Dog Cruise, Amy Dixon. We got her on the show to talk about what it was like to win cruise tickets, because I've never won cruise. This was the first cruise I ever been on, and I went because I had to work it. Like, I never won something that cool. So we talked to her about that. We also met this incredible bartender who literally does it for a hobby. His name was Scott Keys. He'll be on there.
Yeah, he started telling me some secrets, and I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Right.
We got to talk to you.
And that was really fun. We also got to talk with an incredible British singer-songwriter, Beans on Toast. Also, Steve Diggle from the iconic Buzzcocks. Literally the antithesis of DIY punk. We talk all about the early days with him, which was cool. And, of course, we got to sit down with Dennis Casey, Bob Schmidt, and Dave King from the band Flogging Molly. And all of that's going to be in the episode tomorrow. But right now, I'll give you the tiniest little taste of a sneak peek of what you're in store for tomorrow on our Before You Die Salty Dog Cruise 2018.
It wouldn't be a cruise if you didn't have destinations to go to.
Exactly. And the first place we got to stop at was Key West, which I've never been to, but you're actually pretty familiar with.
Yeah, I've been to Key West a lot, which is great, but I'll tell you what, 3 hours is the perfect amount of time to be at Key West. 'Cause
Yeah.
Key West isn't very large, has a couple art districts and it has, it has a couple head shops and clothing shops and make it fun, a little touristy. But the coolest part was getting to drink out of coconuts in Key West, which is like what you want to do when you go to tropical type places.
Yeah, it was excellent to stop there. And then, like you said, we spent enough time there. And then the second day, the boat docked just outside of Great Stirrup Cay in the Bahamas.
Have you ever seen blue water like that in your life,
Never.
Jeff? I've only seen it in movies or pictures or desktop backgrounds.
Yeah.
But to actually be there in person and look at that amazing crystal blue water, and you're standing in it and you're looking down and you can see your feet and all the fish swimming around your feet while you're standing in it. It was incredible, Jeff.
It really was such a relaxing moment to float in the ocean in the Bahamas and get off the ship for a day. Absolutely one of the highlights of the cruise. Flogging Molly just loves the coffee so much they wanted us to bring it on the ship, and it was awesome to see everybody enjoying the coffee throughout the day in the main cafeteria.
Well, how many times did we say, thank God we sponsored this cruise just so we can drink our own coffee?
Exactly.
Because after a long night of doing whatever you're doing on this boat, I'll tell you what, the answer in the morning is coffee.
For sure.
And strong coffee.
For sure.
The world's strongest coffee.
And we actually talked to our contest winner, Amy, about what Death Wish means to her. All right, so we got you on the show. We have to ask you the question we ask everybody who gets to be on this
You
show.
get the question.
You get the question.
It's a question.
What fuels you? What fuels you to keep going to school, to keep drinking that coffee, to keep doing all the awesome stuff you do?
I am fueled by Death Wish.
Once again, we can't thank Flogging Molly enough for allowing us to come on this cruise and sponsor it with all of our coffee. And we sat down with Dennis and Bob to talk about the early days of the band.
It was just that thing where I would always play with friends. We would always have parties and put bands together for that kind of stuff. And it was just, and then when I met Dave and these guys, it was just, at that point I had started playing in a couple of bands just for fun and playing like little crappy bars around town or whatever. And then when I met Dave and this thing happened, it was just fun. We were doing it every Monday night. We were having a blast. It wasn't about trying to get a record out. It wasn't about trying to get signed. It was just let it be what it was, and it really naturally evolved from there.
D-Man's Death Wish Update. Brought to you by Death Wish Coffee.
All right, well, this is a special update. Hi, Eric. You can speak.
Hi, Jeff.
Yay! We're joined by Eric Donovan on our update because he was just having to be passing through. And we got some fun stuff to talk to you guys about. First and foremost, you have only 2 more days to enter this contest. It's really, really cool. We're giving away an entire duffel bag filled with K-Cups. With death cups.
To the brim?
To the brim. I mean, all the side pockets are filled.
Do bags
the
have
whole
brims?
Thing, yes, they sure do. They do now. If Eric said they have brims, they have brims. I got to know. Give me a guess. What would your guess be? You can't win, so I mean, this won't affect you guys at all.
I'm gonna win, and I bet you it is. I'm gonna say 1,252.
Wow, that's high. It could be. He could be right though. I don't know. Honest to God, I have no idea. In fact, we're gonna.
I think that's way over.
I don't care what you think.
We're gonna do a Facebook Live on Friday, I believe around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Death Wish Coffee Company page with Sierra, and we're gonna count them out live and let you know
one by one.
One by one. Hopefully it's not me this time because I just counted all those beans and that was great. I counted all the beans in a bag.
Can I swear?
You can swear.
Holy crap.
Jesus. So you have until Friday. Go to the link that's sitting right here in front of Eric, and you can put your guesses in, and we're going to pick a winner, and you're going to get an entire duffel bag filled with death cups. I think that's pretty rad.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. Unless you don't drink K-Cups.
Yeah.
Then you got a bag full of plastic and coffee. I guess I would just, cut them open and eat them.
Eat them.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Eat them. Even if you have a K-Cup machine, eat them.
Eat them. Also, we wanted to let you guys know we put these up on the show a couple weeks ago, but tomorrow's the day. Every single order that you make on deathwishcoffee.com will get a set, this 4-coaster set, which is really rad. I think I have them right here. Yeah, I do. That one. And that one. And that one. And that one.
That was the same one.
2 memes and our 2018 mug and a pound of coffee all featured on the coasters. They're really rad. They are absorbent. They're made of adamantium. One of those things is not true.
It's the adamantium one.
It's the adamantium one. It is. It is. We got you here right now, Eric. Is there anything that you can bring to the update that I wouldn't have thought of? I mean, you've been working really hard, like this year especially, getting us into retail and that kind of stuff. Can you tell us any secrets?
No, I
Bye,
can't.
everybody.
And that's the show.
So we're getting really close to launching in Safeway East, and we're working with Acme as well. So hopefully very soon we're going to be available in around 250 to 300 stores in the Baltimore, Philadelphia, and D.C. area. So if you are down that way.
250 to 300 stores?
Yep.
Just in that area?
Just in that area.
Holy crap. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
There comes those swears again. Holy crap.
Holy fucking shit, people. That's it. That's really, really rad. When is that going to be officially official?
So the Safeway East is going to be launching in, I believe, the first week of May. So in the next week, maybe 2.
Wow. And so you'll see us on shelves in those stores. Like we've been telling you guys on the update already, we are going to be in 25% of the Walmarts starting in around June, middle of June. And we are hitting the ground running when it comes to retail. How do you think we're going to fare with this? You think it's going to be gangbusters through the door? You think it's going to take a little time for people to get used to seeing us on shelves?
On a scale from 1 to 10, I would say very well.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad about that.
This is the last time I'm going to be invited back.
That is not true. We love having special guests.
I wasn't invited. I just ignored the on-air sign.
That
and
is
I came
true.
in.
That is true. That is true. But I mean, hell, that's what gets you on this show, apparently.
Persistence.
Persistence. Go back to episode 3 of Fueled by Deathcast, and you can see a full episode with you. Episode 2. I'm sorry, episode 2 with Eric Donovan.
I am less smart than I used to be.
That's awesome. What else we got coming up, D-Man? I know we got some fun things coming.
Well, we're getting sunglasses again soon.
Yes.
Which is great. Yeah.
Can you talk about that, though? I know we're leveling up with our sunglasses.
Yeah, they're sunny and classy. I don't know what you mean.
I know what I mean. Here, guys. So if you've seen it before, we'd like to do the sunglasses. They're branded. They keep your eyes protected from Mr. Sun up there.
Most suns.
But these are a little bit better. I've tested them both out. I think they've got a little bit of a darker tint to them, which is great. And they're branded on both sides, which we've never done before, which is really nice.
I think we have, though.
I don't think the last ones were. They had the logo on one side and Death Wish Coffee on the other. These are going to say Death Wish Coffee on either side.
Correct.
So no matter which way people are looking at you, you're going to look cool.
Upside down, walking away, any one of those things.
Goodness. This is going off the rails quickly, people. This is why we don't allow people in the studio.
My hands get sweaty fast, by the way. It was always a problem on my first dates. They would go to hold my hand and instantly be like, slip and slide. It'd be
my
bad.
goodness.
I feel like we're on our first date.
Yikes.
But too bad it's our 10th.
Finally, something that you've been wanting to show on the show for a while. We finally got the prototype in here. Can you talk about what's coming up?
So, this is our standard clean canteen, which you can get now on deathwishcoffee.com for a limited amount of time.
Can I see that?
Yeah, absolutely.
There it is.
And the new one that we're coming out with, you may not see a difference, but you will be able to feel a difference. And that is because they are powder coated, which makes them grippier.
I think you can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like,
Scratchy.
Yeah, we're seriously off the rails now. The rest of the show's
no, but
this for half an hour.
I think that's really
Cue
cool.
commercial.
These are honestly, I've spilled coffee in these a bunch, and these are already kind of a little slippy.
Whatever,
Yeah.
you jamoke.
Yeah, I'm a jamoke. And I think it's cool that we're going with that. Why you're the guy? Why did we do that?
Clean Canteen actually just started providing this.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of like new technology, so to speak, and we were fully on board for it. So we were like, yeah, go ahead, let's powder coat these sons of bitches. So
do we know when we're gonna be able to get something like that? Soon-ish.
I think next week.
Oh shit.
I think next week.
Oh shit.
Holy crap.
I know they're coming in this week, but I think we're releasing them next week.
Excellent. Well, cool. I think that's it for the update.
I do have one more thing.
Okay.
You're a jerk.
I'm a jerk. But next week we'll have more stuff from Deathwish Coffee for you guys on the update. And that's the show. Like always, guys, we're really, really thankful that you guys are watching, sharing, enjoying the show. We were really happy to have you as our special guest.
Oh,
to
hey,
end
and you
it
can
out.
follow Eric on Instagram at Light as a Father.
Yep, I'll put that up right here. You can follow Eric for the most adorable photos you've ever seen. And
Not of
Not of
Eric.
me.
No.
Some of me.
I still every now and then when I'm in a bad mood, I look at your Pilates instructor.
That's pretty great. But yeah, we all try to be a lot more active on social media. Our social media of choice is really Instagram because you can see it as well as read it. It's very easy to follow us as well. I am at Jeff Wish Coffee.
And I am at Light as a Father.
You're at Deathwish Dustin. We get it. Once again, last time, guys, share this and comment, and we're gonna pick one winner.
Where'd you find this thing anyway?
Right on our shelf, right behind you. It was
because there's
behind-
none anywhere.
I know it was behind everything. This is our
They're like
2017.
gone. We literally tore them off the shelf because so many people bought them on the website that
Yep.
we ran out and then some.
Yeah.
So we took them off the shelf here to send them to you guys who bought them on the website. So there's literally none around anywhere except for the shelf behind us.
So 2017 Valhalla Java mug. We'll sign it. In fact, it's going to be this special. I'm going to get Eric to sign it too. And Eric's going to give it a kiss for good luck. There it is.
I want to change my guess.
What's your guess?
1,242.
Oh,
I think
goodness.
it's still way over.
That's
I
crap.
would say
Oh, then wager a guess, my good man.
800.
Okay.
800 even.
We want to hear your guesses, though. Go to this site right here, deathwishcoffee.com/what's in the bag. You have until Friday to put in your guesses. We're going to pick one winner to get that whole bag filled with Death Cups. You can win this. As soon as we sign off, we'll pick a winner to win this mug. We'll send it out to you. And tomorrow, don't forget, tune in to our recap of the Salty Dog Cruise 2018. It'll be the podcast. It'll be video. It'll be all the exciting stuff. And we'll be back next week with a brand new show for you guys. Can't wait to see it.
Cheers.
Goodbye.
This has been Fueled by Deathcast, a Death Wish Coffee Company podcast production. Thanks for listening.